Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be looking at a beast of a knife, and that is my Gerber LMF II. This is one of the two fixed blades that I own. I know a lot of people don't own full fixed blades because they have no use for them, but back when I was in Boy Scouts, I bet you never guessed that, this guy saw some use, as you can see by his the wearing down of the blade coating. But anyways, when my dad and I were looking to decide what fixed blade knife we were looking at, I think we came down to this and the SOG SEAL Team Elite, and we decided on this one just based off like YouTube videos of people running them over with cars and cool stuff like that. So this guy has a full tang construction, meaning that it's made from one solid piece of steel, and the tang of the blade goes all through the handle and makes up the skull crusher here at the end. So this guy is super well built. It's a tank. It really is. Just how the thickness of the blade, which while I mentioned that, see if I can't find that. No, I can't. Oh well. It's not a quarter inch, but it's still very thick. Makes for a very solid knife. Like I said, people would run this over in other YouTube videos I watched, and it wouldn't bend or break, anything like that. The handle is very nice. It's just made of this nice kind of rubber polymer thing with different textures and grippiness kind of incorporated throughout the whole handle, with some jimping along where your pinky and your pointer finger are, as well as kind of a thumb ramp or thumb grip back here. So if you ever need to do like kind of fine cutting motions, you have a good stable platform to hold on to. Overall length on this guy is 10.6 inches. So for a fixed blade, I feel like that's an average length. You can certainly find fixed blades bigger or smaller, just depends on what you're looking to do with this. I think this is primarily kind of a survival / tactical knife. You can see these two holes right here. These are so that you could lash this to a spear, or make a spear out of it rather. So you place the stick right here and then feed your paracord or twine, whatever you're using, and lash it to the stick itself to make yourself a spear. Obviously, because it's a survival knife, we went with serrations. So you can have a super sharp cutting edge, but at the end of the day, if you need to saw a branch off, you're gonna need serrations. You're not gonna be able to get by with just using your plain edge. I mean, you could certainly try and chop it, but serrations are gonna get the job done quicker. Another thing that I really like about this knife is not only it has a skull crusher, which just sounds cool, but as you can see, this part of the butt of the knife handle is flattened, so that way you can stick it back inside the sheath and then kind of bend that stuff back, and you can use it as a hammer, and you can hammer down whatever you're using, or even if you're at home and you're building something in your shop. Makes for a good pounding surface. For weight on this guy, he weighs about 12 ounces, so less than a pound, which is good. For balancing, the balance on this knife it's pretty good. The center of gravity is right kind of where your middle finger would go when you're holding the knife, so it feels planted in your hand. You're not, it's not blade heavy. You're not trying to keep the blade up. It's not what you're focusing on. You can move and do whatever you need to do with this knife just by having a normal grip and not have to worry about adjusting it in any way. Kind of a weird thing about this knife is it's with the sheath and not the knife itself, is that the sheath has a built-in sharpener, which is garbage. As you can see, this is plastic. You can hear the sound. This is what plastic sounds like. So if we look you can see that, yes, there is like some sharpening like material. I don't know. I think it's steel. I don't think it's ceramic. But you can see that it's basically flush with this plastic thing. And meaning that you're not actually going to get any sharpening going on because the blade's just going to be rubbing on the plastic. And you can see that I've tried to sharpen the knife with the sheath, and instead what I have just done is kind of cut into the plastic here. So this is very poorly designed. Another thing is that when I did that, it started to take the coating off the blade right here on the kind of the where the bevel starts. So very, very stupid design. So I've never used it. I tried it once and then it kind of messed the blade up inside, and I just said fuck it, we're done with that. So made in Portland, Oregon, cool. But yeah, if you're in the market for a fixed blade, I would recommend this knife only if you're doing kind of like survival, or you know, if you ever think you're gonna need it in a tactical situation. I think there are other fixed blades out there that would serve kind of more of a EDC purpose, if you will. I mean, I don't think carrying a fixed blade for EDC purposes is a good idea, but that's just me. I know there are people out there that certainly do it. You could certainly have this in your truck or a car kind of as a just, you know, emergency preparedness kind of thing. I think that's perfectly valid, and this would make a great knife, great truck knife. The blade steel is 420 HC, not great, but you know, you're not going to get a fixed blade made out of M390 without paying a ton of money. And this guy is pretty affordable. He comes in at about $100, depending on, you know, if you get it from Blade HQ for 85 or the MSRP for like 120. So very affordable. I think that's a very reasonable price for this knife and what you're getting. It also comes with what am I trying to say? Like thigh straps. So I it's been a long time since I've had this with the straps on it, but they go through these kind of loops on the back of the sheath, and you know, strap it to your leg, strap it to whatever. But yeah, this guy he's made for tactical and survival use, and he's built like it. So very solid construction, great feeling in the hand. I like the coated blade, even though, you know, it's coming off and you can see the mill marks from when the blade was manufactured, but I think it gives it kind of a weathered look, which looks nice. So now let's see if I missed anything here. If I look through the stats, no, yeah, we got everything. The blade length is 4.85 inches. So if that matters to you, then, or if you have here, let's see if I can do a size comparison so we can get kind of an idea of what this looks like in terms of other things you might have. Here's the Microtech Combat Troodon, which is a huge knife, and with the glass breaker included, it's only about an inch shorter than the LMF. If I pull up the Spidey Chef, which might be a little more of an apt comparison, line them up at the ends. Yeah, you can see the Spidey Chef is 3 inches shorter, so it's a big knife. But you know, if you're buying a fixed blade, why not get a big one? You could certainly buy smaller knives for other purposes that could be carried easily. But yeah, I will do one quick size comparison with my SC5, which will have its other video. This is my other fixed blade. I think they're roughly the same size. If I line them up at the ends, they're really damn close. The LMF might be like a 1/4 inch bigger, but it's really not that much difference. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. I always thought the SC5 was bigger, but there you have it. This has been the Gerber LMF II.